A young mother from Surrey is thanking a group of Good Samaritans this morning who she believed helped save her son's life.
Charlotte Bellamy was just at a local supermarket when 2-week-old Archie suddenly began to choke. Can you imagine? Charlotte and Archie join us now. I mean, Archie, there's absolute picture there. He's only 2 weeks and, 2 days old now? Yeah. Oh, bless him. He's already had so many adventures. Archie, don't worry, we're not going to try and talk too loudly to wake you up. So what happened then, Charlotte?
We was just doing our food shop just quickly before the supermarket shut, and he was in his car seat in the trolley when he made like a cough, and I looked at him and his eyes were bulging and he had sick coming out of his nose. So I quickly grabbed him out of the car seat, chucked him over my shoulder, was looking around for help, couldn't see anything.
Patting his back?
Patting his back and rubbing him.
Terrifying.
So scary. Worst nightmare you could imagine for a parent.
And the thing is, you don't, because I've just done a first aid course, and you know, you'd like to think you know all the things to do, but when it's yours, how did it feel?
I know first aid. I know practical first aid. I've got another son, and you know, when it's your own child, it just completely goes out the window. There's nothing you can do.
And presumably when he's so little, because he's only a matter of days really in this world, were you worried particularly because of that? Because I guess you didn't know how he was coping.
Well, he went blue, and then a man came up the aisle opposite and was asking if we was okay. Said, I think you need to call an ambulance.
Oh my gosh.
So he rang the ambulance, he spoke to the crew on the phone, and then a woman passed by. He said, have you checked his airways? And I said, no. And she came over, and that was a lady called Hannah. She checked his airways for us. And then another lady called Hermione, she walked past. Her mum's a midwife, and she just reassured us, and she was talking us through what to do.
Well, listen, you've been keen to track these people down to be able to thank them, and we have tracked down Hannah, who you just mentioned. We've got her on the phone now, actually, so we can speak to her. Hannah, hello there. Thanks very much for joining us. So you were one of the people there that helped out Charlotte and little Archie.
Yeah, it was just an ordinary shopping day, but yeah, it was a very scary time. I felt very scared for the mum and baby, I must admit.
So what did you see then? Obviously, poor Charlotte was just panicking, really, weren't you, Charlotte, to be honest, even though you did know first aid. What were you able to see that needed doing?
It's not that I saw anything that needed to... It's the silence of him not crying just seemed to go on for ever and ever. But yeah, I'd heard that you've got to check the airways, make them cry, and he wasn't a big fan of me, unfortunately. I did seem to make him cry.
I'm sure he'll be grateful anyway. But listen, Charlotte, you probably want to say something to Hannah, don't you?
We just want to thank her, because we didn't get the chance to thank anybody who helped us, because, you know, at the time, all we were thinking about was Archie being blue. But we would really like to... No words can thank Hannah for what she done, because she saved our baby's life. So.
Oh, my goodness, my goodness.
There you are, Hannah. So
please, you really don't need to.
Well, it is that... We've said it many times on this programme, it's that quick thinking at the moment of crisis and knowing that first aid and having the calmness to do it, Hannah. It sounds like you did amazingly. Oh, my goodness. And how's he done since?
Yeah, he's been really good. We had a great team in hospital, really supportive. And they really helped us out, and he's been fine since.
And what would you advise, you know, parents? Because it's obviously a difficult situation, isn't it? But these things happen. Babies choke, you know, emergencies happen.
I would say, you know, basic first aid is a must, no matter what, because from knowing from my first son how to put him over the shoulder, and that's what took us through. But I would recommend first aid to parents, as hard as it is.